camera lean. Sleek models are lacing. Shades on, face too clean. I don't walk, I make them freeze. New bag, new brand, heel click, full
Hey guys, welcome and thank you for tuning in and watching Muses Talk podcast. I'm the host. My name is Iris. You can tune in and follow me on Instagram. It's going to be at Arcoiris, ARCOIRIISS. On TikTok, it's just IRRIIS. And these are lovely guests today. So these lovely ladies are going to introduce themselves to you guys.
Hi, I'm Ajani Scott, and you can follow me on all platforms at Ajani Scott, AJANISCOTT.
Hi, I'm Sierra Anderson, and you can follow me at Sierra Anderson XO.
Hi, I'm Nova, and you can follow me on Instagram. It's SuperXNova.
Perfect. And then we'll get started. We got some juicy questions. Are you ladies ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So it's going to be a couple of loaded questions, but we'll get into it. So number one being, is social media ruining modern dating?
Absolutely say that social media is ruining modern dating. I would say that when two people meet each other on social media, instead of working through any issues or taking the time to get to know each other, they're just leaving at first ick and getting back on social media and swiping until they find another option. So there's no room for growth. There's no getting to know each other. It's just, why would I have to fix myself? Why do I have to get to know you when I can just find something better? It's the illusion of options.
I agree with.
I agree.
Yeah, that is very, very true.
I think like social media in general can create such like an illusion and a distorting perspective of I need to look this way, or I need to achieve this, or I need to be with somebody who looks like this, and it can really just crowd out your actual like values and morals and really, I think, prevent you from actually finding like real love or even like a substantial relationship sometimes, because everything it's so hard to find like, you know, a good contender on Instagram or TikTok or something like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I absolutely agree with you ladies. Social media is such an accessibility. Everyone's just expecting everyone to look like the social media girls, OF girls, and it seems like the reality and illusion is just makes it so much harder to find someone on social media, and it can ruin relationships and families sometimes.
I think for sure, more so for me, what I think of is the aspect of when a couple now can possibly get into a disagreement or something of that like kind of thing. It's so easy for them to kind of go onto Instagram or TikTok and then start being petty or just start now gazing and looking and lusting at all these options because you're like, oh, well, I just got mad at so-and-so, so let me just go do this.
Like
micro cheating, you know, it's micro cheating.
Yeah.
And so I think it leads open doors to cheating and to a lot of people just like not keeping their values intact. Like, what is the sole purpose why we're dating?
Right.
If we're truly going into dating with the idea of, okay, we're going to take this seriously and everything, we should not be like factoring social media and all this.
Exactly.
Like, it should not be all that. So yeah.
And also, when you're not meeting each other organically, you're reduced to like this fantasy because you're this image on a screen.
Right.
So then when you eventually do meet the person, you've built up who you kind of think they already are. And when that person in person doesn't match the fantasy that you've built in your head, or you're realizing, oh, this is a real person with real needs and real conversation and real personalities and real flaws, then you're kind of turned off because it doesn't match the fantasy you created in your head.
Right.
Social media like perpetuates. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Exactly. For sure.
That is so true. Because then you'll be like, any little thing that they do, you're like, is that a red flag?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a really good one, though. So question number two. What's worse, emotional cheating or physical cheating? Both.
I think it really, why can't we say both? I think we were kind of talking about this before, but I think it really depends on like the gender, because men are always going to be a little bit more lustful, physical orientated. And I think women, they really like value
more emotional.
Yeah.
Right.
And they value that connection and understanding and really building 100%. Like the foundation with that, with their partner and things like that. And I think not that all men don't care about that, but I think that can go out the window sometimes, especially with social media and like the lustfulness and all of that. And I definitely think women prioritize you know what I mean? That is more hurtful to them. And then for males, it's more physical. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I totally think, men are a little bit more prone to cheating, and they also want to be forgiven, and oftentimes the excuse is it was, purely physical, because they are more physical in that sense. But with women, if women cheat or step outside of their relationship, it tends to be a lot more emotional, which involves energy and something that's sustained. That's versus a physical act that's over in, however much time. So I think that's why men are hit a little bit harder when women cheats, because they know that it's an emotional attraction versus something that was fleeting and just physical.
Like a one-off, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Very true.
They're like, oh, you like him.
What is different about him? What is he doing?
Yeah, I love that perspective.
Same. I can't pick one. I think once you cheated, you ruin the trust. So whether it's emotional, physical, for me, cheating is, it's a barrier. You broke it, and I will see you in a different light, and I'll, it will perspective wise, sorry. It's when someone cheats on you, it breaks the trust, and then it's hard to fix a broken glass. So
yes,
yeah, it's a no for me either way.
Once
you step the boundaries, I don't want you.
It's very true.
It's hard to view the person the same way. Like you said, the trust is broken, and it's very hard to get back to the same position.
You can't, because you keep reverting back to that time and that place of how it made you feel, and what if like once you enter that point of that, it's done. Because then you start overthinking it. You start without, even if you could be the most confident woman ever,
right?
Because every woman, unfortunately, has been in that position.
Yes,
where you have everything. You're so intelligent, you're so confident, you're so emotionally aware of yourself, in tune with yourself, feminine, and they take all of that or it strips you from all of that just because of it tears
because
you.
the other person wasn't enough themselves. That's at least my perspective.
100%.
That's when at least
they're not satisfied.
Getting personal here, in my personal experience, like when that person doesn't feel like they're enough, whatever it is, whether it's family or friends or whatever social aspect that they don't feel that is enough in their life, they will drain it out of you. You know what I mean?
The energy vampires.
Yes. And whether that's jealousy, whether that's cheating, whether that, you know what I mean? I think any type of person that doesn't feel enough within male, female, they're going to take that out, whether it's cheating or just being disrespectful, disloyal, things like that.
Exactly.
And I feel like I'm sorry. Because we're passionate about this topic.
Yeah.
I feel like women, people in general, but women, just speaking because I am a woman, we need to be more aware of not taking cheating as personally as we do. Because like what you were saying, you can be this amazing woman, this amazing confident person, but if that man is a cheater, he's a cheater. That's a character flaw.
100.
That is a character flaw. It is not a reflection of your worth or your value or how good of a person or a match or a find that you are. So I think it's important for women when we're going through that to maintain that perspective and kind of separate your behavior is not a reflection of my value.
Right.
Yes. I love that.
Well, does anybody have any last comments on that one before we move on to the next question?
No, I think.
Okay, cool. The next one. So how long should someone wait before becoming exclusive?
Say there's no specific time. Every situation is different. I've been in situations. My last boyfriend, I met him. We were together immediately. We stayed together almost 5 years. There's other guys that I've talked to for months that didn't go anywhere. It really just depends on the situation and are you guys aligned and what that alignment looks like for the both of you.
And also like where you are in your life. I think sometimes like we'll be more willing and, just searching for somebody, and sometimes it's more like you're more going to be on your own. And sometimes that has nothing to do with the other person. It's whether or not like how interested you are in the other person and how ready you are for a relationship. I think that exclusivity comes from like, are you even ready for a relationship? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. So, where you are even like career-wise, where you are like stability-wise, if you want to be in a position where you're open to dating. Because some people be out here dating and they have no point in dating. They should not be dating at all. They should focus on other things. So priorities messed up right there.
Yeah.
So I think it's just more so exactly how you said. It's every situation's different. And then also trust your gut. Don't like make it very clear. I feel like one thing that I've received personally dating wise is I'm very clear with how I feel. So whether that be, hey, I'm still talking to other people, hey, we're exclusive, hey, we're just getting to know each other, we're just friends, I just met you.
Yes.
Right.
We're complete strangers, mind you. Depending the age gap you're at, if it's 30 years old, 20 years old, you have that X amount of time that you haven't known that other person. You need to catch up on their life. You need to catch up on the type of person they are, the religion, the morals, the background, the parents, if they have went to therapy, or if they've not went to therapy, if at least they've learned how to control their own emotional, kind of feelings or that kind of manner, instead of just lashing out and taking it out on people. So there's so many factors to take in before even, I think, taking that next step, because you don't want to cut everything out of your life and kind of, because at least for women, again, reverting back to being emotional in relationships, we fully dive into it. And I don't think it's fair for us to kind of do that if it's not going to be 100% on the other part. If it's going to be iffy, then it's either all in or we're out. So
yeah. And communication is key. Ultimately, communication, honesty, not just with the other person, but with yourself and what your capacity is. It's important to just have that, so that you can have those boundaries and not lead anyone on or have these expectations that will or will not be met. So, but along with what you said, it's important to know where you stand so that you can know how to move forward with a partner.
Exactly. Because you can't be playing the guessing game. No, I'm not going to be like, am I the only one you're talking to? Are we only seeing each other? Are we only going on dates with each other? Are we only holding hands with each other? No, I don't want to do all that. Does anybody have anything else to add on to that topic or that little question right there?
No, I agree with you. Like, I agree. Communication is definitely key. I wouldn't want to waste my time dating someone for a year and then, so are we dating or are we friends? What's going on? So exactly. And then they'll still date around. What about me and my emotion? I'm invested in you. And there's no point for me to continue dating. I guess communication, saying, hey, where do you see yourself in a year or two from now? Do you see yourself dating just me, or are you still looking at other people? Or, depends on what their answer. I would decide whether to continue or not, because I don't want friends. I can go with my friends, to dinner.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to have like a timeline established for yourself, because you don't want to waste time unnecessarily. So like for me, you got a good 30 to 60 days with me.
She said the time that it would be to get evicted. She's like that about a time.
And that doesn't mean we have to be exclusive or in a relationship within that time frame, but I need to know if this is a mutually beneficial relationship within that time. And I have to assess and evaluate and take that time to be intentional about getting to know someone to see, are we compatible? Is this a mutually beneficial situation or not? Because you will look up and 2-3 years have gone by and you've been treading water. Absolutely. I've done that too.
Been there, done that.
Nope. So we on a time limit over here.
Exactly.
Let's go.
That's very true.
I love that.
Yep. And then, okay, so that was so good. That was a really good question. These questions have been so good so far.
Yeah.
All right, we're on to the last one. So, does body count matter in a serious relationship? This one's so 50-50, because some people will be like, yes, it does. And then there's the other side that I feel like, well, me at least, I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about nothing what you did.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Week before you met me, 2 days, 24 hours, 3. I don't care. Like, it's once you met me and we've carried our relationship, and if everything's been like talking wise, that's going to be dating then exclusive. But if it's more the intentionality is there, then that's fine. I don't care to know about your ex from a year ago. I don't care to know about the crazy girlfriend that you had or whatever. But even then, I don't even want to hear that, because then that gives me red flags. I'm like, why are we talking about that? It's moving on to the future. I want to talk about, if anything, ourselves in the future tense. I don't want to be relying on like past conversations and stuff, because then that also brings up like resentment and feelings of like, well, they felt like this with this person. And then you just start overthinking for no reason.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. Yeah.
When you begin to develop a perspective of somebody of who they were like in the past rather than who they are today.
Exactly.
And as long as I think it matters to an extent, but at the same time, if somebody's taking care of themselves and You know what I mean? And as well as like their body, their mental health and things like that. Because I think body count is a very stigmatized thing.
Right.
But as long as, like I said, I mean, you're taking care of yourself, and your history and your past isn't really necessarily anybody else's business unless you want to share that, and you know what I mean? So I think it doesn't matter unless like it conflicts with your personal values and your personal morals. You know what I mean? Especially like Christianity
100%.
and religion, things like that. But other than that, I think as long as like you can find respect in that person, no matter how many people they've been with, I don't think it matters.
I
You know?
don't want to know. I don't want to think about why would I want that information floating around my head,
Exactly.
you know? And then also,
Exactly.
why ask the question, who is answering that question honestly? Who is really going to sit here and tell you what their count is? So, and open themselves up to judgment like that. I think some things need to be kept private. Some things are for you. You may be a different person now. You may have grown since then, or maybe, you know, you're even more liberated now, or whatever the case is. But some things we need to keep for ourselves, and we need to be mindful of some of the information that we put out there to our partner, especially when we're first getting to know them. You know, I don't want to be labeled. Not that I would be, but I don't want to be labeled. I don't want to be put in a category. I don't want to be prejudged. And like you said, it's none of your business. And your count is none of mine. That has nothing to do with the person that's sitting in front of me now.
That's 100% true.
100%. Yeah, I agree with you, with all of you. It's none of my business. I don't want to know. I'm here to get to know you and pass it.
Exactly.
Now is now, and now is me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that will be wrapping up this episode of Muses Talk Podcast. Again, this is your host, Iris. And then these are the lovely ladies. Again, go around and say your names again.
Ajani Scott at Ajani Scott on all platforms.
Sierra Anderson at Sierra Anderson XO.
Nova Zaevi, and it's Super X Nova.
Thank you guys for watching.
Everywhere, name on lips, I don't care. Pose one, stay, I'll spin back. I bring the room to blackout. All eyes on me like a rock